This is a review of my new sprayer. It's the Home Painter made by HAUPON. It's a HVLP, so high volume, low pressure. I believe in America this is sold under the HomeRite brand, but it's basically the same spray gun. This obviously is 240 volts. I've had a play with it with water, so I'm going to have a go with some Benjamin Moore Advanced Gloss in a second. I'm going to use this to gauge the thickness of the paint, so I'll let you know how that goes. I've tried this with the black jet, whatever they call it here, which is the finer spray. There's a blue one you can swap it to get a bigger fan. That's for the amount of material you want to come out, plus and minus there. And it seems to let more material through the more you pull the spray. The motor just stays a constant sort of high volume of air, so it sort of just blows as soon as you just pull it a little bit, but then when you pull the trigger a little bit more, it starts pushing the material through. It comes with 3 needles. This is the 1.5mm. I believe this is the 2.5 already in, and then I have a bigger one as well, which is not here. I think I left it over there on the side. No mention of the bigger one in the manual, so I'm going to go with the 2.5, assuming that's 2.5 in there, and I'll leave the finer spray on here, I think. There's an optional one-way valve. They seem to say it's a optional one, but they seem to have included it. So this pulls out and it seems to push on there. So, and there, another one there. So I might as well use it, being they've given it me. Stop the paint being sucked into the motor or something, it says. So I'll give it a go. Well, here's some advanced gloss, high gloss, and I think I'm going to need to thin this a bit because it doesn't come out this gauge, or whatever they call it, very quickly. I reckon it's going to take about 4 minutes to drain that, and it's saying a maximum of 45 seconds, so I'm going to need to add a little bit of water to this. So I'm thinking I'll thin it down by about 10% and then try again. What you got to do is wait till it just starts dripping a bit at the bottom, when the flow ceases to be a constant. So you don't have to wait for it to be completely empty, you just got to wait for it to start dripping a bit at the bottom. And as you can see, this is getting on for a minute now, so this is going to be way too thick to go through that sprayer. So I'll thin it by 10% and sort of strain it. Always a good idea to strain it, and I'll try again and see what happens. The easiest way to thin paint is to use weighing scales. So you weigh the paint out, and then you can work out how much water to make it 10% thinned. This is a 400 micron filter. Most use around about 200, but I haven't got any, so this 400 will do. Okay, well, I put 10% water with this, and I've timed it. It's taking about a minute now to go through this, so it's running a lot faster than it did. I put 400 grams of paint in and then 40 grams of water, which in my calculation that's 10% water. Now I don't think you should go much more than 10% with this advanced gloss. You could probably go to 15, I guess, but I'm going to leave it at 10%. It takes about a minute to go through, and they recommend 45 seconds maximum, but I have seen on YouTube some guys putting paints through, latex paints through, that haven't been thinned. So just as this is an experiment, I'm going to go with the 10% water with the advanced gloss and just see what happens. But as you can see, it's running through quite well. Like I said, it takes about a minute now, so that's going to have to do, I think. So what I've done here, this is a piece of wood. That's Tikkurila, which is an acrylic, and that's Benjamin Moore Advanced Gloss, which is an alkyd. Now they say it does go yellow because it's an alkyd, and I've been trying to make this go yellow, and it hasn't. I can hardly tell the difference between the two. And this has been in a pitch black garage for 18 months, and it's not gone yellow or discoloured at all, really. Not that's noticeable in daylight. So anyway, I'm going to rub this down, and I might spray this over, see what it comes up like. And I have a piece of plasterboard here I'm going to spray over as well, see what it sprays like. Okay, what I've discovered, I've had a little bit of a play, that this little trigger here is controlling how far you can pull the trigger back here. So by adjusting this, you can only pull this back a certain amount. So the more you pull it back, the more material comes out. So this restricts that. I've just sprayed the wood. It seems to come out really quite nice. I sprayed the plasterboard. Not that you can see much on there. I'll do a bit more. You can see this. That really is a fine spray. I'll go from the bottom up now. Now with this particular black end, you're not getting much of a fan, or I'm not getting much of a fan. I think with the blue one, I'd get a wider fan, but certainly for what I want, which is spindles, this would be ideal. I think if I was doing a door, I'd probably put the blue one on, but I'm going to have to experiment a bit more. I've only just got this, so maybe that'll get you started. You have a better idea what you're getting for your money. But first impressions, yeah, really good. I think I can use this for little jobs. Okay, I've just taken off the black narrow fan, whatever it's called, and swapped it for the blue one, which definitely gives a wider fan. Which for doing doors would be ideal, I think. I'm not sure how narrow that will actually get. If I switch this around, let's try the other side. I'll put it onto the narrow. Right, here we go. I've had to turn the material up a bit with this. It wasn't working on the previous setting for the black one, so obviously a bit more going through. You need to turn the dial up and get a bit more material through. So let's see what this does. Yes, I'm well impressed. It's still a bit wet here. Let's spray this in just for interest. So we're on the narrow beam. Well, looks good to me. I'm kind of wondering if I put Tikkurila Helmi through this, what it'd be like. I've got some in the garage, because that seems a little bit thinner than the advanced. So the Helmy might spray very nice without much thinning, or any thinning. Well, there you go.